Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about 5 different types of bookkeeping clients. It's kind of a fun video for you today, and I'm going to talk about how you can either avoid them or help them. And if you don't know me, my name is Morgan from FinePoints.biz, and I love to help you guys get organized. I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel down below to get a bookkeeping video every single week. All right, so my first of the worst clients is the super disorganized client. So here's a little fun example of one type of disorganized client.
Well, here's all my receipts. They're all in here. I found some more receipts in here actually, so let me hand these to you. Actually, I'll just give this to you. It's good. There's that. Oh, yeah. Wait, no, I think there's some. Yeah, hang on. I know I've been keeping these in here forever. Here's some more. There's those. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. I found this in my car, so let me just see if there's any receipts in here. All right. Oh yeah. Let's put that whole thing in here too. Thanks.
Okay, so this client is most likely overworked. They're maybe a small business owner who's trying to wear all the hats. They're trying to do all the things. And they really just either don't have the time or the skill to organize their finances. And maybe they're organized in other parts of their business, but this one has definitely taken a back burner. So they're giving you all kinds of documents from every place. They don't give you all the information you need. And that in turn makes your job a lot harder as a bookkeeper. So what I want you to do as their friendly advisor bookkeeper is really explain to them how being organized can make their job even easier. So usually when you're organized, it takes you less time to do things because you can find what you need, etc. So I would probably start by talking to them about what their biggest pain points are, or if you can observe what some of their pain points are. First, think about the thing that is causing the most problems. So is it they're not giving you the right kind of receipts? They're not answering your questions? They're not reviewing their files? Like, what is the biggest problem? And then try to pinpoint why, and then put a really simple system in place so that they can keep up with it. And a lot of the trouble too is that they feel behind. So if you can catch up to current and then just give them those gentle reminders every month, oh, don't forget to send me those receipts that you were supposed to send me, or don't forget I need you to grab those bank statements from the bank website. So this is something that I generally enjoy doing, kind of finding those pain points and putting systems in place to help them. I mean, there can be a point where it gets to be too much and it's just not working for either of you. And in all of these examples, in that case, it might be time to not work with that client anymore. But in general, I feel like people want to be organized and they want to give you the information that you need, but they just don't always have the capacity at this point. All right, and number 2 for the worst type of clients is the client who just does not respond to any of your communication anymore. They just have totally ghosted you. Hey, so I'm just calling to leave you another voicemail. I'm not sure if your assistant let you know that I stopped by the office a couple of times. I just have some really important questions for you about like the year-end reporting that we needed to do together. I tried texting you as well, and I sent you a couple emails. Let's see, I sent you one like last Tuesday, and a couple this week as well. So just let me know if you're on vacation or anything, or if you're getting those. It is time sensitive, so we do need to speak pretty soon about this. So just let me know if there's someone, either you or someone in your office can let me know. I'll call you again this afternoon and try to touch base then. Thanks so much. Bye. So in this case for me, usually I notice it starts out really well. So the client is really excited to get a bookkeeper and to start getting organized, and they want to give you, they have a bunch of information for you and they train you. But then after a while, that kind of starts to peter out as other things creep on their to-do list and creep into their business that they are a bigger priority for them, really. So my advice for this, first of all, is as much as you can, try to get paid upfront for your work and make it automated. So for example, if my client owes me $500 a month, I want that in my bank account the first of the month, even before I do the work. And then, so just like any other vendor or something that is paid automatically each month, it's obviously to your advantage to set up that kind of payment, because then even if you're not getting the information or if they're not working with you in the way that you need, it's kind of like a pain in their side, and they're like, oh, I do need to pay attention to my bookkeeper because I'm paying them the set amount each month that we agreed on. Okay, so that's the first thing, just to kind of protect yourself. But in general, you want to make it clear to them that you're here to make their life easier. So if they are able to, speak with you and answer your questions, then it is in turn going to make their business run a lot better. And kind of trying to identify for that particular client, what is the problem? Like, are they just too busy and overwhelmed? Like, could you maybe work with their assistant instead? Or are they like Are they avoiding their finances because they don't want, because there's maybe financial trouble and they don't want to see what's going on? I would really personalize it to whatever style of communication works best for that person, for that client. So maybe they want an in-person meeting or a Zoom meeting every single month on the 5th or something. And then that's something like maybe they don't talk to you at all. They don't like answering emails. They don't communicate besides that one meeting, but that is something that they're able to commit to and able to stick to. So you can definitely tailor the communication to what works for them. As much as you can, make your experience with them like a positive one. So you want to be bringing them good ideas and making it kind of an energetic meeting instead of just like, oh, you lost money this quarter. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've had this kind of client and kind of what you did to remedy the situation. All right, and the next kind of client is the no tech client who just avoids upgrading any technology at all costs, and they're really just not comfortable with it.
We don't use computers too much. I mean, we've been mostly doing these paper ledgers. We keep them very, very accurate, always very comfortable using those. I feel like I can see the numbers. And then there's my checking book, which I keep up to date, very accurate all the time. And plus, there's just nothing like the feeling of your pen swiping across a check and writing that for your beloved employees. And, I like writing people's names. And plus, oh, this is priceless. Listen to this. Oh, so beautiful. Wait. Here you go.
So for this type of client, I really feel, again, like it helps to change things little by little. So don't try to just make them all at once, switch over to QuickBooks Online and a huge new program and a new way to do bank deposits and like everything changing all at once. Unless they're really open to that, then go for it. But usually I find that the slow but steady pace is really the best way to go. And so I recommend if you can find anyone at the organization, first of all, who is interested in new technology, try to partner with them and try to like get them on board and get them interested in, your ideas and, oh yeah, we should use like Google spreadsheets for this, or we should use these new technologies, or these apps would really be beneficial to your business. Because that person can then kind of serve as an ally to, help prod along the other members. And especially if you are the one who is going to be using these technologies, like I had a client who wanted to write everything with pencil and paper that could have been done in a spreadsheet, and then it could have added everything up for them like way faster and way easier. So I just think maybe explaining some of that and making it as painless as possible. So I made, like for example, I made that spreadsheet look exactly like their paper and pencil one looks, but they do have to just pull it up on the computer and then type in the numbers. And then hopefully they can see the benefits of, having a lot of the processes automated for them by technology. And the fourth kind of difficult client is the one that mixes business and personal expenses and really has no disregard for the differences.
I got my business card and I got my personal card. And, like when I go, out to dinner for business stuff, I use my business card. And then, except for, I don't know, sometimes when you're at Costco and you're getting both, so I usually just use my business one, and to get more, you want to make sure you get all those rewards points on that. And then when you're doing personal stuff, sometimes you're just out at the store, you forget your business card, you're just going to get some plant for your office, some flowers for the reception or something like that. And you just, and you figure it out later. But that's important because you get all the airline miles. So I think it works.
And with these clients, I really do try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I feel like they're trying to be honest, but they're just disorganized. That is the hope, at least. And with these guys, you really just need to break it down step by step. Be like, this is the law. You have to separate your business and your personal finances. You need to insist that they get a separate business and business bank account and personal bank account. If they don't, that's a no-brainer. And then things that get tricky are things like Venmo, because I have people who, they have one Venmo account and they're like, oh yeah, I'll just throw some business expenses in there. Or things like PayPal or Amazon, their Amazon accounts as well. That's often mixed. And then you as the bookkeeper have to sort through everything. So anytime you can get two separate accounts, that is very helpful. Or a really organized system that you can keep up on where you can ask them every transaction, like, was this business or was this personal? Or if there's a way that you can tell if it was business or personal, maybe it went to a separate address if it was for business, or maybe a certain types of thing are always business expenses. So for a few months, maybe like half a year, you're going to be sending them every month a big list of expenses, asking them, is this business or is this personal? Because if things are feeding into QuickBooks that are both, it's your job to separate those out. And hopefully eventually they kind of like get sick of hearing from you and they get sick of having to recategorize that list, and they'll start slowly taking your advice and really remembering to keep those things separated. In my experience, this really just takes a little time, and the clients want to keep these things separated, but they just haven't prioritized it and they don't feel like it's as important as you need to make them understand that it is. So after a time period of, you reminding them and them knowing you're watching, I think also helps as well if they are honest and they're just trying their best to get them separated. And the next kind of challenging client is the one that thinks they are above the rules. So they're always looking for loopholes and taxes and ways that you can save them money by doing things that are maybe a little bit sketchy.
So you can work with me on a lot of these deductions, right? Like, I have a lot of business expenses, that some people don't view as important, but they're really important to our company. I mean, these are business expenses, right? This is a business expense. Paperweight. Team building. This is a business expense. Go, Grego. Oh yeah, I don't know. We could oh yeah, I'd love to go. Yeah, we can write off golfing this weekend. No problem. I'll pay for it. We'll write that off. Yeah.
So as opposed to kind of like the other lovably disorganized clients that we already talked about, this one I think you should take a little bit harder of a line with, and if they aren't listening, then maybe just tell them that it's not a good fit to work together. But this kind of client, like I said, they're looking for a lot of loopholes. They're trying to deduct a bunch of expenses that clearly aren't really business expenses. Maybe they continually want to deduct a lot of meals and experiences that aren't business related, or they're using their car in the incorrect way and they're not recording mileage correctly. There's a whole host of things that can happen. But basically, you just need to stick to your morals. Remember why you're a bookkeeper. You're not here to, bend the rules for a random client. Like, you need to always act with integrity and honesty, and just tell the client that's not okay, and kind of draw a hard line in that case. If you've watched all the way to the end, definitely like this video. That helps me out so much and it helps other people see the video. And don't forget to subscribe. I hope that you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.